It's a lot here. And it says, Deuteronomy 17. And Deuteronomy 17 and 14, it says, when thou art come into the land which the Lord thy power giveth thee, and shall possess it, and shall dwell therein, and say, I will set a king over me, like as all the nations that are about me. Thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee, whom the Lord thy power shall choose. One from among thy brethren shalt thou set king over thee. Thou mayest not set a stranger over thee, which is not thy brother. Okay, and the word stranger, depending on the context, can have different meanings. Sometimes the word stranger could really mean a stranger which is an Israelite, okay, which doesn't, dwells not in the land of Israel, but he may dwell in, Ethiopia or Egypt, or, he's not, he don't live in Israel, so to speak, but he's still an Israelite. And in another sense, the word stranger can describe a heathen, straight up heathen, and not an Israelite. You got to know, differentiate the two from, which one is being spoken about. And in this case, it's talking about one, it says right here, which is not thy brother. Okay, so one of the mysteries of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, and especially in the New Testament, okay, when it says Romans, Galatians, Ephesians, those churches were Israelites, and they were considered to be so-called strangers because they were living in other lands and have, speaking different tongues, the tongue of that land, and sometimes, being in the customs of those lands. So, Lord considered them strangers, but they're still Israelites, which would be one of thy brother, one of thy kindred. Okay. It says, I'm gonna read this part again. It says, one from among thy brethren shalt thou set king over thee. Now we know the modern day king, okay, is your presidents, your prime ministers, your mayors, your governors, and one that ruling, over the land is your modern day king. Okay, and the things, the way they spoke and described things back in the scriptures, it translates if you have the wisdom and the understanding to see it through the spirit. Okay, because a lot of modern day countries, they won't refer to their rulers as kings. You still have, some countries that still have monarchs, but they don't play the same role. Whereas the prime minister or the president plays more of a front and center role in rulership and governorship in the land, right? Okay. Why? Because they deal with you not as brothers, but as one that seeks to oppress you. Okay? And let me get that real quick. Okay, this is Exodus 1:6. Okay, it says, and Joseph died. Now Joseph, as you know, is one of the 12 brothers. Okay, the sons of Jacob. Okay, Joseph was uh, left, and captured, okay, left by his brothers and captured, and sold into captivity and went into slavery, okay, under Egypt, okay, and through his captivity, the Lord raised him up, to be as one of a king, so to speak, a governor, a ruler, okay, in Egypt. And he was a great man in Egypt, so much so that he was able to bring all his family to Egypt and feed them and nourish them, okay, until they multiplied into a nation, okay, underneath his rule, right? But this is going into the end of his rule and reign when he died, right? And he went back to the spirit world. I'm gonna start at verse 5. It says, Exodus 1:10 says, and all the souls that came out of the loins of Jacob were 70 souls, for Joseph was in Egypt already. Okay, and that's talking about Joseph, Jacob, son of Jacob. It says, and Joseph died, and all his brethren, and all that generation. So all the 12 patriarchs and that generation passed. Okay. It says, verse 7, and the children of Israel were fruitful and increased abundantly. Okay, likened unto when we were in captivity, a couple hundred years here, we increased and became abundant. Okay, so much so that it seemed like we could overthrow our captors. But every rebellion that we tried, we were overcome by our captors because they were blessed with the sword, okay, and the hand of the Most High had given them, okay, the earth. Okay, Job 9:24, the earth has been given into the hands of the wicked, right? So the Lord had given them rulership. Okay, he broke our yoke from off his neck and gave him the rulership for a time and dividing of time, right? And we still are in that period, okay, but it's coming to an end. That's why all these prophecies are coming to fruition, and you see the landscape, the atmosphere of this place beginning to diminish. Okay, the sun is going down on this place because Yahweh Bashim Shai has woken up his elect. Okay, and the elect is continuing to wake up. That's why we are on the highways and byways, man. Okay, it says, verse 7, and the children of Israel were fruitful and increased abundantly and multiplied and waxed exceedingly mighty, and the land was filled with them. Right? See Jake everywhere now, man. Jake is everywhere, on TV, on radio. Jake is in magazines. Everywhere you go, you see Jake. Jake is in, forefront of a lot of things, even negative things. Even the pandemic. Jake was blamed for. With Jake don't even go to China, really. But how he get from China to here? Whatever, bro. You know where I'm going with it. If there's a scapegoat to be made, it'll be Jake. Jake faces be on it. Everything that is wrong with this world, they find a way to blame it on Jake. But meanwhile, Jake has the least resources and the least power on earth right now. Jake is subdued to the point where he don't even know his own culture. And when you tell him his culture, he rather give it to somebody else that is unworthy of it. He'd rather give it to the swine and heathen to trample over it, okay, instead of accepting it and saying, yes, this is my culture. You know what I'm saying? All these curses fit me, The Most High has done this to me because of my transgressions, but I have a way out. You know, all I have to do is repent and come back to the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of my ability and to my understanding, and do my best to please him. And Lord willing, he'll forgive me and give me salvation, man. You know, but Jake don't consider that, man. It says, verse 8, now there arose up a new king over Egypt, which knew not Joseph. Right? So this is after Joseph died. There's a new king that rose up in Egypt. Okay? So Joseph's cachet, he ran out. You see what I'm saying? Joseph's cachet ran out, all the good things and all his all his good favor with the king of Egypt, you know, ran out. Because this king didn't give a damn about what Joseph did. You know, Joseph was in the past. So this is his reign. And he like, man, forget this. This is what I'm going to do. It says, behold, 9, behold, and he said unto his people, behold, the people of the children of Israel are more mighty than we. And this is what our oppressors are looking at right now. Okay? They see us, you know, entertaining athletes, you know what I'm saying? We trying to get businesses, blah, 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 whatever. Jake is starting to come up because these curses are likely starting to release a little bit. And some of the heathen are catching it, specifically, you know what I'm saying, Esau Edom, which is the so-called white man who is starting to feel the curses a little bit more. You know, Jake is right there along with him, but, you know, Esau's starting to feel it now. So now he like, well, we got to do something about it. We got to do something about these Israelites, man. You know? Especially now the elect is starting to wake up. These curses are starting to shift to them. Okay? And these curses is going to be on Jake till Yahushua comes, okay, and breaks the curse and take this curse off of us, man. Don't get it twisted. Like, Jake is never going to fully take the yoke and release himself, okay, till Yahushua comes and releases us from it. But they're starting to lighten up a little bit, okay? It's kind of like the calm before the storm, right? It says, and he said unto his people, behold, the people of the children of Israel are more mightier than we. Come on, let us deal wisely with them, lest they multiply, and it come to pass that when there falleth out any war, they join also unto our enemies and fight against us, and so to get up out of the land. Okay, so yeah, they gonna join together with, you know, our enemies to overthrow us. So best believe Esau is looking at that right now. You see, Esau is looking at that right now, man. Okay, so of course they want to remedy that by taking total control of it, right? And one way Esau is planning to do that is to lock you down, man. And he's already tried it already, like during the pandemic. Had you locked down under the threat of if you go outside, you know, you won't be able to enjoy basic the enjoyments and freedom to go and come as you please if you don't have, you know, that venom in you, okay? And they even had a pass, you know, a venom passport, so to speak, to verify that you've been venomized, you know? And a lot of jakes were, you know, falling for it through the fear tactics that the serpent had. You know, he induced that venom on you, and look at it now. Turns out it was all bullshit. Like, that venom don't even work. If anything, it's causing you more harm than good, okay? And, you know, it was all for nothing, because now everybody can go everywhere they went. You know, it was all for nothing, man. But the targets were you jakes, man, to further inoculate you further from what the inoculations that he gave you previous. If those didn't work, this one is the ultimate inoculation, okay, before the C-hip comes, to try to take as many of y'all out as he can. And, you know, the Lord allowed him to take a good number of jakes out through those inoculations, man. So what they decided to do was, verse 11, therefore they did set over them taskmasters to afflict them with their burdens, and they built for Pharaoh treasure cities, Pithom and Ramses, right? But the more they afflicted them, the more they multiplied and grew, and they were grieved because of the children of Israel. Right. You see, the building of the third temple, which is the building of the elect, okay, which is what the men on the highways and byways are doing, and, you know, the men that are doing this work, starting with the apostles of Great Millstone on down, okay, and before them, you know, the Westers, okay, they started doing the work of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, man, to build this third temple, you know, in the late 60s, early 70s, all the way till now, man. And now the foundation is built, and the house is being built, okay, and it's being erected. They want to frustrate the hands of the men that are working on this third temple through the spirit and power of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, man. Okay? And one way to do that is to, you know, push these tasks that they want to push, so they can have the control over, you know, the whole nation of Israel and the whole world, for matter of fact, right? Okay, because control is one way to ensure that their kingdom is going to continue, right? Get the scripture said real quick. Psalms 49 and 11. It says, their inward thought is that their houses, okay, shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own names, right? But the point is, in their inward thought is that they just can continue their rulership forever and ever and pass it down to their children. But if you look at their children, a lot of them are beginning to be degenerates. They don't hold the same ideology as their forefathers did, a lot of them. They're into the same kind of degenerate music that Jake is making and listening to, okay, because they are falling into the curses as much as Jake are now. Okay, they're beginning to do the same degenerate things that the elites set out for Jake to fall into. Those snares, they're not now starting to fall into them. Getting hooked on fentanyl. Trying to cheat. And steal and lie. Okay, and just being real degenerate. They don't have the same spirit as their forefather to oppress Jake, but they still are enjoying the benefits from their forefathers oppressing Jake. Okay, and that's a telltale sign that that spirit that they had is diminishing, and at the last they're going to try to hang on to it, okay, and take Jake out, to slay him. And that's going to be race wars, right? Which the scriptures speak about. Race wars are going to happen, right? It says, Slaki, I'm going to go back. I'm going to go to this scripture. If I can find it. Bear with me for a second. Right? Okay, this is 1 Samuel 8 and this is 1 Samuel 8, and I'm gonna start at 9. It says, "Now therefore hearken unto their voice, howbeit yet protest solemnly unto them, and shew them the manner of the king that shall reign over them." Okay, and this is Samuel, the servant of the Most High, okay, speaking to the people, okay, about to speak to the people concerning them having a king, okay, and all the things that having a king is going to require, okay, because in this day and age, our people are getting ready to be picking a certain king to rule over them, whether it be, Trump or, Kamala Harris, okay, DJ Trump or Kamala Harris. Neither one of them is for you. They don't care about you or anything that's going on with you. If anything, they want to keep you in oppression. They want to keep you oppressed so they can continue ruling. And the elites are the ones pulling the strings because, presidents are not elected, they're selected. Okay, before Obama came on the scene, I ain't really never heard of Obama. But to tell you the truth, when he came on the scene, he kind of swindled a lot of Jakes into believing that, he was one of us. He was kind of smooth with it and, slick talking and, he was playing that card, man. And a lot of Jakes felt for it because they had never seen no so-called Negro or a black man, for that matter of fact, be in the office, so they were craving for it. And, the elites used that to their advantage, okay? And swindled you and set the trap, and y'all fell for it. Hell, if I was even voting, I probably would have fell for it back then, because I didn't know no better. I ain't know the scriptures that told me not to vote, for somebody that's not of my own brethren, right? It says, 1 Samuel 8:9 says, howbeit, now therefore hearken unto their voice, howbeit yet protest solemnly unto them, and show them the manner of the king that shall reign over them. And Samuel told all the words of the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai unto the people that asked of him a king. So Israel forsook the fact that the Lord was ruling over them and that was their king. They wanted to be like as the other nations, right? Let me see if I can find that scripture. Okay, it says, 1 Samuel 8 and I'm gonna start at 4, just to illustrate that Israel wanted a king here on earth, the Most High being king over them, ruling over them. They didn't want that. They wanted to be like the other nations. When the scriptures tell you what, learn not the way of the heathens, okay? So we wanted to be like the other heathens and have a rule over us, an earthly king. The Most High wasn't too pleased with that, right? It says, 1 Samuel 8 and 3, it says, and his, I'm gonna start at 4, Then all the elders of Israel gathered themselves together and came to Samuel unto Ramah and said unto him, behold, thou art old, and thy sons walk not in thy ways. Now make us a king to judge us like all the nations. But the thing displeased Samuel when they said, give us a king to judge us. And Samuel prayed unto the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. And the Lord said unto Samuel, hearken unto the voice of the people in all that they say unto thee, for they have not rejected thee. Listen to this. For they have not rejected thee, but they have rejected me. You see that? So in putting over or setting over you a king of another nation, you rejecting the Most High, okay? And you accepting oppression, okay? You accepting all that the heathen are subjecting you unto, man. Because the Lord ruling over you is actually the best thing that you can have, Israel. Okay? That's the best thing you can have, man. Here it is that the Lord's men are on the highways and byways, and you don't want them to rule over you, okay? And, govern you. but you're willing to let a heathen rule over you, which has a track record of over 4 centuries of just destroying you and our people, but you'd rather him rule over you, right? Israel is destroyed for the lack of knowledge, man. You know, a lot of y'all have no knowledge of what's going on in the world today, man. Y'all walking around here clueless, okay? All y'all do is chase the bag, okay? Chase, after foolish endeavors, okay? It's so easy to turn Jake away from the Most High, man. All you gotta do is dangle a bag, you know what I mean? Offer him silly ass shit, man. You mean like in the time of a pandemic, you know what I'm saying? They could offer you a damn Happy Meal, some fries and a burger to take a shot that you don't really know nothing about. You willing to put your life on the line about it? You know what I'm saying? Just like, during, the time of temptation, they probably gonna use all these celebrities to tell you come and get the C-hip, man. Just like they did during the time of the pandemic. They called upon your idols, okay? Rappers, entertainers, athletes, to convince you to come in and volunteer to take the C-hip, man. It's not gonna be no different, okay? Because he's going to entice everybody into taking this at first, and when that doesn't work, he'll probably come down, harsher to actually make you take it, like he did during the pandemic. Okay, tell you where you can't go from here to there if you don't have this. You can't come to work. You can't pay your bills. You can't use your bank account. Okay, you can't enjoy life. You're gonna be ostracized, man. But the elect is not gonna fall for it, because guess what? In the spirit, the elect is going to be already withdrawn from the world. In our mindset, Lord willing, I'm of those men, but the elect in their mindset, in their spirit, they already are ostracized voluntarily before it even happens. You know what I'm saying? It's like that chick, you need to break up with her, and before she call you, you see the signs saying y'all gonna break up, you call her like, yo, it's over. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be with you no more. That's basically it. We done told Babylon this great whore, that, yo, we not sleeping in y'all bed no more. We ain't sleeping in your bed no more. We through. We done with you. Okay? We trying to date Sophia now. We trying to date Sophia, man. Sophia is a virgin, man. She fine. We trying to date her, man. We trying to get with her. So we don't want you no more. We gave her y'all Babylon a bill of divorce, right? Like unto the Lord gave Israel a bill of divorce for a time being, right? And now that Yahushua came and did what he did, we're being reconciled, okay, through the spirit and power of Yahushua, man. Okay, back to it. It says, where was I? It says, verse 8, according to all the works which they have done. I'm going to read 7 again. It says, and the Lord Yahweh said unto Samuel, hearken unto the voice of the people in all that they say unto thee, for they have not rejected thee, but they have rejected me, that I should not reign over them. Okay, and think about it. Yahweh said what? All that would not have me reign over them, bring them hither before me, and bring them hither and slay them before me, right? And that's exactly what is going to happen here soon, because the invitation, okay, that we're giving you when we preach this word to you, okay, bring you the truth, present this truth to you, so you can come to the marriage supper, the marriage supper, the feast of the Most High, right? You reject it. You fan the hand. You got something else to do. You're too busy. You got to do this. You got to set up your business. That's what you're doing. You're rejecting the invitation of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, man. You telling him, no, what I got to do is more important than your invitation to your wedding, okay? So you're rejecting his invitation, right? Much like the people, okay, we just read, like the people rejecting the Most High as their king. They don't want him to rule over them. They'd rather somebody else rule over them, okay? It says, for they have not rejected thee, but they have rejected me. And we tell y'all all the time, okay? When y'all scoff against this word, when y'all say to us, we don't want to hear that shit, this ain't for us, we don't want to hear this Israelite nonsense. Okay, the white man wrote this book and such, or whatever, man. You not rejecting us, though you see us. Because the law is not going to come down here and stand in front of you and beg you to come. Nah, he don't need you. You don't even need me. You see? You can have rocks cry out. You don't need us. But he's chosen men and put the spirit in them to go out and do his work. Okay? So the men that are on the highways and byways doing this work, pushing the truth, okay, doing these videos, okay, being brotherly, being charitable to their whole nation, they're representatives of the Most High and his Son, right? They're representatives of the kingdom of heaven, man. They're heralds for Yahweh Shai, man, to announce his coming back and the coming destruction, okay, of those who oppose him. And if you're part of those who oppose him, you're going to receive the judgment, okay, of those enemies that oppose him, whether you are a part of Israel or not, man. Okay, especially if you know you're an Israelite and you still reject him and his invitation into the kingdom, right? It says, verse 9, now therefore hearken unto their voice, howbeit yet protest solemnly unto them. Okay? And that word solemnly, if I believe so, kind of, okay, to repeat, to repeat something, to bear witness, to say again and again, to testify, okay, to protest, to affirm solemnly, to warn, to exhort, okay, to enjoin, to admonish, to charge, okay. So that's what the men of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai are out here doing, okay, to repeatedly give you the invitation, to admonish you, to let you know who you are according to the scriptures, and let you know there's hope for you, man. Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, through the Son of the Most High, there is a chance to be reconciled, right? And you have a chance to be reconciled back to the Most High and back into the kingdom of heaven, and to be alive when you do it. You don't have to perish to go into the kingdom, but some of y'all are to be, are born to be perished. Y'all made to be perished. Y'all made to be put to death, so y'all can come into the kingdom on the other side and be reborn, man. Okay. Let's get it. says, verse 9. Now therefore hearken unto their words. I read that part. Yeah, come. Hearken unto their words, howbeit protest solemnly unto them, and show them the manner of the king that shall reign over them. Right? So we're showing you the manner of the king that you have ruling over you right now, and how wicked he is, and how destructive he is, and how much of a murderer and a thief he is. Okay, how he's killed your ancestors, stolen their land. Okay, continue to have and oppress you under his thumb. Okay, and keep you from the knowledge of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, and how they've stolen your identity. Okay, and kept the truth of the scriptures away from you, man. We come out and tell you that week after week after week after week, year after year after year after year. And a lot of y'all hear it and fan the hand, man. Y'all don't want to hear it. Okay? A hard head make a soft bottom, right? Okay? It says, verse 10, and Samuel told all the words of the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushai unto the people that asked of him a king. And he said, this will be the manner of the king that shall reign over you. He will take your sons and appoint them for himself. For himself, right? Now, I think, what was it, like maybe a month and a half or 2 months ago, that they announced they bring back the draft to take your 18-year-old to 24-year-old sons to send to war. Is that not what it just said right there? Okay, I'm gonna read it again. Okay, he will appoint him, and he said, this will be the manner of the king that shall reign over you. He will take your sons and appoint them for himself. Yeah, he's gonna take your sons and send them to war. Selective service, right? The draft. And now he even wants your daughters to go to war to secure his kingdom, right? But yet you want to put him over you, vote him into rulership over you, right? Okay, what else is he going to do? And captains over 50, he will take your sons and appoint them for himself and for his chariots, right? He's going to put them to operate, his machinery of war, his tanks, his submarines, his F-16 fighter jets, his missile command stations, his artilleries, his to guard his gold, to guard and protect, his own children sometimes, to provide security for him, not for you, because your strong men, your sons, right, is going to be for the king that you set over you, not for your protection, right? Because if it was for your protection, your sons, if you had knowledge of what you were doing according to the scriptures, you wouldn't vote for them, to be able to rule over you, right? And the Lord gave them rulership over you, It says, and to be his horsemen, and some shall run before his chariots, right? So he's going to send some to war, man. He's going to send some to war. He's going to have some protecting his investments and everything here to make sure none don't go wrong with it, right? Protect his freedoms, protect his rulership, He's going to use your sons for that, right? It says, verse 13, and he will make your daughters to be confectionaries, and to be cooks, and to be bakers, right? To do, the work of a servant for him. Let me go to that word, confectionaries. Okay, confectionaries, ointment maker, perfumer, okay, and that would be your modern day nurses, to tend to the wounds of the men, that get injured during war, to nourish them back to health so they can send them back to fight still, right? To prepare meals and whatever else for the soldiers, right? To be their entertainment, okay, in the downtime, so to speak, right? Verse 14, and he will take your fields and your vineyards and your all vineyards and your all yards, even the best of them, and give them to his servants. Right? You see, y'all volunteering, okay, to put this man above you, and when it comes down to it, he don't give a damn about you. He'll take your stuff, okay, he'll take your houses, and use it as a base, your businesses, use it as a base for his operations, man. If his soldiers need food, you got food in your house, he'll raid your house, take your food. He don't care, man. Anything to prolong his rulership, right? It says, and he will take the 10th of your seed and of your vineyard and give to his officers and to his servants, right? He'll tax your ass and, pay his men to go out and fight for him, right? GI Bill and all this other, military-based benefits that he gives his men, okay? All these things come from your pockets, right? It says, he will take a 10th of your sheep, and ye shall be his servants. Right? It's a lot, yeah. Skip verse 16. And he will take your manservants and your maidservants and your goodliest young men and your asses and put them to work, to his work. Right? So this man, you're giving him license, okay, to take all that is so-called yours when you understand the stuff you have on this side is not really yours. That's why you got to pay taxes on it. Okay, and if you don't, it gets repoed. It gets taken. Let you miss your tax payments on your mortgage, your house. How quick they come and get that house off of you and put a lien on it and tell you, unless you pay this lien, that house is gonna be ours. Okay, if you don't register your vehicle, you can't drive it. Okay, if you don't register for, your sign up and get your license, you can't drive your car. You don't have permission to. You don't have permission to travel in and out of country unless you have a passport that you got to pay for. There's a lot of ways this man has control over you, but the way he's going to seek to have control of you is this RFID CHIP that he's planning to even implement as early as January 2025. I believe a brother just brought that out, man. Like January 2025, some of these jobs They're going to start implementing the chip for you to actually have access to get in and out of the workplace, right? And that's just the beginning. More is going to follow. You may have, to have a microchip to do a lot of the regular things that you do now to, have money, control your money. You gotta have ID, your medical history, your passport, travel documents, your businesses, everything that you own, everything that you about, they're gonna have access to control it when you get this chip, man. So this man has plans for you, Agenda 2025, Agenda 2030. And Lord willing, we up out of here in the next 2 years at least. We don't even get to 2030, but we'll see, depending on how the Lord's timeline is, we may be here till 2030. But this truth is still available for you Native Americans, Negroes, and Latinos to get right now, man. So get this truth while it's hot off the press, man, hot off, the lips of the prophets, man. Verse 18, it says, and ye shall cry out in that day because of your king, which ye shall have chosen you, and the Lord, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, will not hear you in that day. Right? When he presents this seed and you take it, okay, and you cry out and say, Lord, forgive me. I was hungry and I was weak and the chip was offered to me. And they said, well, if you take this, we'll feed you. You can have all the food you want. You can participate in society. You won't be ostracized. You can get medical attention. Okay, you can get nourishment. You can get entertainment. Okay, you can be married and have children, live a normal life. Everything will be conveniently placed on this C-hip so you can function in life and have a beautiful life, man. You can live in one of these communities, 15-minute cities, and have everything catered to you. A lot of our people are going to line up for it like they did lined up for, the jump shot, right? But the elect is going to stand strong and firm, okay, on the promise that Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai made in the scriptures that he's going to, okay, give us, show us mercy in those days, right? It says, nevertheless, the people refuse to obey, just like now, a lot of our people refuse to obey. Okay, what the scriptures say, obedience is better than sacrifice, right? The Lord requires obedience. He don't care about your sacrifice later. He wants you to obey him, just like any parent does, right? It says, nevertheless, the people refused, because they hard-headed, okay, stiff-necked, okay, to obey the voice of Samuel. Remember, in verse where was it? In verse 7, it says, for they have not rejected thee, but they have rejected me. Okay? So they're rejecting who looks like Samuel, but Samuel is the messenger of the prophets, right? And what the scriptures say, you give a prophet help in my name, you shall receive a prophet's reward. So to roughly paraphrase it, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to butcher it, but let me see if I can get it. this is Matthew 10 and 41. And it reads, he that receiveth a prophet in the name of the prophet, it's like, he that receiveth a prophet in the name of a prophet shall receive a prophet's reward. Okay? And when you receive a prophet, okay, likened unto the prophets that are on the highways and byways, in the name of a prophet who is Yahweh Shai, okay, you shall receive a prophet's reward. And what is one of the prophet's rewards that you shall receive? Okay, you shall receive salvation. Okay, you shall receive a crown of life, man. Okay, that is just one of the prophet's rewards, right? It says, and he that receiveth a righteous man in the name of a righteous man, okay, shall receive a righteous man's reward. Okay, and it says, and whosoever shall give drink unto one of these little ones, who are the little ones? The elect, man. The elect of Israel are the little ones, right? The Israelites, specifically the elect. It says, a cup of cold water only in the name of a disciple, verily, verily, I say unto you, he shall in no wise lose his reward. Right? You're not going to lose your reward, man. It's documented in the scriptures. You are a friend of the prophets. Okay? And you shall receive just due. Okay? Because the Lord don't never forget your good works. They follow you, man. All right? Okay, back to 1 Samuel. Okay, it says, verse 18, it says, and ye shall cry out in that day because of your king, which ye shall have chosen you, and the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua will not hear you in that day. Right, the Lord is going to give you that judgment that is just due for disobeying him, right? Okay, I'm going to get this real quick. Okay. This is Revelations 14, and I'm going to start at 9. It says, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. Indignation is righteous anger. And why is he angry? Because you disobeyed him, because he gave you warning through his prophets, okay, not to receive the image or the beast or his mark, right? And you did it anyway, right? It says, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone. Those are those missiles, the ICBM missiles that the Lord is going to have these nations, okay, primarily Russia, okay, to aim and fire upon Babylon the Great. And if you're not written in the book, the Lamb's Book of Life, okay, if you're not one of the elect, you're going to be here when these missiles touch down to receive what? The torment with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. The Lamb is Yahweh Shai, right? So you have to do your best not to let this happen, okay? And one of the ways you do your best to not let this happen is to take heed, Okay? Take heed to the scriptures and the men that are on the highways and byways teaching. Okay? So you can receive mercy, and that is what you need to be saved from. These wacky tacky Christians don't understand that. Okay? Go back to Samuel. It says, verse 19, it says, nevertheless, the people refused to obey the voice of Samuel, and they said, nay, but we will have a king over us. Okay? That we may also be like all the nations, that our king may judge us and go out before us and fight our battles. Which is ridiculous, because this king is fighting you. He fighting you, Israel, right? That's who they fighting. You the enemy. Did you not know that? You the enemy. This whole time they've been fighting you. The Lord already gave them the world. It says the world has been given into the hands of the wicked. They already fought for the world. They got it. That's how they were able to bring you here and take your land.